Well, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Edgar Berlanga has not only promised to knock Canelo out, but to break every bone in his face in the process. As for Alvarez, he said, quote, "Here we go."
You know, Sergio, you noted earlier that you think the Berlanga jab is going to be a key. I think it's certainly going to be a factor, but I think Berlanga's size has got to be his best weapon. You see these two guys standing in the ring. Berlanga probably weighing around 190 pounds right now. At least that's what his team told me during the week. He's got to find a way to assert himself physically in this fight and be the front foot fighter.
Size doesn't matter when you know how to fight like a strong, explosive, smaller man, and Canelo is an expert at that. Berlanga's going to need a jab. He's going to need footwork and foot feints. So yes, what I'm seeing right now, and altering the speed of the jab, is what you're going to need against a fighter like Canelo.
A little jittery there from Berlanga. Needs to settle into this fight. Canelo has been here, done that so many times. This is 66th professional fight. He's been in there with 21 world champs.
This fight's going to come down to punch resistance. When Berlanga gets clipped, how's he going to react? Can he take the power and the explosiveness of Canelo, and of course vice versa?
Well, especially when he lets that right hand go, which is going to have to do a lot during this fight. And we see a lot of Canelo opponents not let that right hand go because they know what's coming back with the counter. That's like why guys like Sergey Kovalev and Caleb Plant have kind of jabbed their way, tried to jab their way to victories against Canelo. That counter punch power is legit.
That's what greatness does to you. It makes you question your abilities, question your power, your speed, your youth, everything.
Canelo on the front foot. A lot of people thought perhaps Berlanga would come forward. He's talking trash already.
Berlanga suggesting that shot was below the belt. He's standing in front of Canelo. You can't just talk about it. You got to protect yourself at all times.
I like that left hook by Berlanga. He was trying to punch in between the shot of Canelo. And I really like the foot feint. Notice the little foot feints that Berlanga's doing. That's going to keep Canelo from coming in and being aggressive and pushing the fight. Foot feints are a big thing in boxing. Even jab foot feints. Kovalev was doing a couple of those too. See, there it is right there. That little jittery foot feint right there. That's going to keep Canelo at bay and the time moving. You work the clock.
Canelo's been going with the bear motif all week long on his paraphernalia. You can see on his shoes right now he's got bear paws on them. But it's Berlanga who says, I've got the grizzly type power and I'm going to put it on Canelo. He'll never feel power like mine. And we asked Alvarez who's the hardest hitter he's been in there with. He said James Kirkland.
I believe that. I've been in the ring several times with Kirkland. That man can punch.
Not a lot from Berlanga here in round one.
But that's what I needed to see, Todd. I don't want to see a guy go out in the blaze of glory not trying to win. I want someone with a strategy and a game plan. Berlanga showed that in the first round.
Can Berlanga win this fight with allowing Canelo to be the aggressor?
Well, as long as he's not the effective aggressor. I mean, in that fight, if you are going to give the round to Canelo, it's just because of the pressure and backing up Berlanga. But if Berlanga can back up and land some jabs, then you have to give him credit for ring generalship and a jab and landing.
Look, I do agree with what Todd said. I think he has to be the aggressor, the guy coming forward. If you're just going to back up and just flick that jab up there, you're not going to win. Like, you're not going to win the scorecards. You're not going to win, by knockout or any kind of stoppage. You've got to be physical with him. Look, the guys we've seen have success against him. Gennady Golovkin in the first fight. Dmitry Bivol several years ago. They were the aggressors. They put Canelo on his back foot. That's what you have to do against a fighter like this.
Just missing with that left hook was Alvarez. Berlanga's got to be careful with that chin in the air.
Look, to rebut that, Chris Max, Lara wasn't the aggressor. He gave Canelo fits. Caleb Plant wasn't really an aggressor. He was giving Canelo some fits. So there's ways around moving around and trying to do good instead of just being physical and aggressive.
Some would question, does Berlanga have that type of footwork, the type of skill to do that? Right now, he's allowing Canelo to come to him. There's a nice left.
Quick combinations. And look, it's not brilliant footwork that we're going to see. We're not going to see, a Sugar Ray Leonard type footwork. But we are going to see a fighter in Berlanga trying to use the entire ring, go clockwise and counterclockwise, but always doing it behind the jab. So it seems like you're in control in there by trying to be the ring general instead of just backing up and being pushed back.
Big left hook connects for Canelo. Berlanga coming off the ropes with a right cross.
Yeah, I like that right hand for Berlanga. Good response right away.
And he's been doing that every time he gets hit, he comes right back. That's what you got to do as a young buck. You can't let Canelo, outline you. You got to show that you can be a tough guy too, and you can outline the lion. Berlanga missed a big right hand. Canelo missed a huge left hook.
There's Berlanga with a low blow. Looked like he hit him on the leg. Trying to say, hey, listen, you're not going to kick me while I'm down.
Yeah, I think Canelo landed 2 shots to the back. One of them you see the back, the right side of Edgar Berlanga's back getting a little red.
There's the jab, power jab, shotgun jab by Alvarez. And I think in order to break down such a big boy in Berlanga, you got to soften him up with that jab, man. Good body shot by Berlanga. You guys may not think Berlanga's doing much, man, but I like what I'm seeing. 2 rounds in, I like what I'm seeing with Berlanga. He's throwing the right punches. He's picked the variation, the body shots, the jab, the straight rights. Master, and that's what you got to do. Don't get outshined by the moment.
And just to clarify, Sergio, you've given Berlanga a lot of high praise. Did you give him either one of those first rounds?
No, it doesn't mean he's not having success and following a game plan. You're not going to beat Canelo convincingly any round, but if you can compete and stay in range, that's success, Todd. Against a legend, that's success. Then the youth can come into the middle half of the fight, maybe in the second half of the fight.
We're in round 3, scheduled for 12. A huge step up in class for Edgar Berlanga, but so far, has stayed mainly out of trouble. But he told us, listen, I have got to constantly put my jab in his face. That's his weakness. Still waiting for Edgar to uncork that right hand as Canelo successful there in the corner. There's the jab.
We're going to see what this bad boy's made of now.
And here comes the bear, Canelo Alvarez. Could he get a finish in round 3? Berlanga looks okay. Tried to shake it off.
The speed of these Canelo Alvarez shots is just cartoonish.
Oh, he caught him again. And now Berlanga may have to fall back on his brawling style that saw him score 16 consecutive first-round knockouts. He's got to go bear hunting. Good body shot from Canelo.
Canelo's trying to do the corkscrew left hook over the top of the guard and hit the top of the head of Berlanga now. Berlanga's doing a good job keeping that right hand tucked in by the right side of his face. Yeah. Canelo has to go around that guard or look for the right hand.
And this, Sergio, is where I think Canelo could have some success with the body shots. You've got Berlanga keenly aware of the danger of those headshots. He does have that guard pretty high. That lower body is wide open.
Canelo is not playing around. A few fights ago, we were in Mexico. We saw Canelo fighting John Ryder. He didn't have the aggression. He didn't have the head movement. He looked like his days were starting to wind down. This doesn't look like the same fighter.
Well, he had to respect John Ryder. John Ryder, he fought champions. He's been in there with good fighters. He had the better resume. Berlanga has nothing compared to what John Ryder or others that Canelo has faced.
To Canelo, his arsenal is just so large.
Still prodding forward is Canelo at the age of 34.
Canelo's so cool under pressure, man. He has a big, young, strong fighter in front of him, and he's still trying to bully the young guy, the big guy, and picking the right shots, being responsible. Hands up, power jabs, taking the body. There it is right there.
I just feel like Berlanga has got to try and push Canelo back or it's going to be target practice.
if you notice, anytime Canelo's trying to do something and get a combinations flowing, try to get explosive with more than just 2 shots, Berlanga's punching in between the shots. That's a good game plan as well. Notice once Canelo starts letting go of more than 2 shots, Berlanga comes right back.
Here's a right hand from Berlanga. Trying to stay off the ropes. A 1-2 from Canelo.
Good body shot by Canelo. Berlanga has that right hand a little bit too high up, which is exposing the right side of his ribs.
Berlanga's 6'1" with a 75-inch wingspan. But Canelo has been able to get inside that and land punches almost at will.
I mean, when was the last time we saw Canelo Alvarez in against an opponent that didn't have a significant size and wingspan edge against him? How tall was Callum Smith when he fought Canelo Alvarez? Size really doesn't matter much when it comes to fighting Canelo.
Not if you know how to fight small and compact and strong. You know, fighters like Tank Davis and Canelo Alvarez, they relish the opportunity to fight bigger and taller fighters.